I've got a question for you. Do you and your partner have really clear money agreements with each other? I'll tell you why that's important. I'm Geoff Laughton, your relationshiparchitect.com, and welcome to your Tuesday relationship tidbit. And the reason I'm bringing this question up is because I was working with a couple not long ago, and one person in the relationship wanted to get themselves an unexpected big ticket item. And this particular partner turned out to be somebody who rarely wanted anything for themselves, but nevertheless, a passion that they've had really most of their adult life. The opportunity to make that passion come into fruition came up, and they wanted to get it. So they talked to their partner and said, I want to get this thing that I've wanted most of my adult life. I found it. I've got a killer deal, and it's going to cost what for them was an uncharacteristically large expenditure. And as I would predict, money, which, I remember being a teenager and people would say money is the biggest factor that rips apart a marriage. I've since found out it's resentment. But money can feed resentment. And as I was working with this couple around this issue, what really materialized pretty quickly is it really wasn't about the price tag. It was about what it represented, what that price tag represented. And one of the first things I asked them both when they were here with me was, well, okay, what are your agreements around money? And they've been together decades. And they both looked at me like I just fell off a turnip truck and said, agreements? We don't have any. I said, never? And they said, no, we never really talked about it. We both just kind of, for all these decades, stuff comes up, we get it, or we talk about it, but most of the time we're usually on the same page around money, and then, we just deal with stuff as it's needed. But it also turned out that both of them, for very different reasons, they were used to kind of, I'd say, a real scarcity around money, even when there wasn't actual scarcity. So this big ticket item that became a passion item for one of the partners suddenly brought up power issues. And the fact that the other partner actually maybe wasn't quite as cool as they were pretending to be with living on the cheap for decade after decade after decade. And now they're at a time in their life where their children are grown and they're retired. They could do a lot of different things. And so him bringing this thing that would really bring him joy opened up issues for her about what she's wanted and suppressed, and how the lack of any agreements around money, much less just an ease or a common habit of regularly talking about money, that created this big problem. So the cool thing is in it, bringing all this to the surface, they learned we need agreements. They also learned, it really isn't about the money. It's about what the money can represent and how our egos tend to look at money. So that really hit me, and my wife and I have been through some money stuff over the years, like any couple. And the thing that I want to really press home today is it's critical to have agreements. A lot of people don't, when they get into a relationship, whether it's their first one or if you're a little bit further along the age scale, you get into new ones, second marriages, third marriages, what have you. It blows my mind how much people still, they don't really talk about whatever feels awkward to them. So that's my tip for today. I call it dark alley conversations. Those are the conversations where when you think about and feel into talking about a particular topic, money is one of them, parenting tends to be another, and sex is another big one. So you think or feel into talking about a particular topic and your stomach knots up, you feel like you might have a little case of dysentery coming on, and it has the fear level that I equate with what it would be like walking down a dark alley at 2 a.m. That's what I mean. You'll do anything to avoid that. And my invitation to you is to look at what are the dark alley conversations that you and your partner have never had. But perhaps you've noticed that one of you says something that builds up some kind of a tight reaction. If that's happened to you even recently, go back, think about it, and look at what is it that you've never communicated because it's a dark alley topic for you, and because you haven't communicated, it just keeps building and piling on, and suddenly you're kind of like buried under the weight of all that you've been stuffing. Okay, have fun with that. If you have questions, please feel free to comment. And if you haven't been to my website, go to yourrelationshiparchitect.com, look around, explore. Lots of good stuff there. And lastly, I just want to share with you that beginning the second Tuesday in March, I'm going to be doing these videos based on topics that you bring up, that you pick. So if you're not on my mailing list yet and you'd like to be made aware of things like this, then on my website, you'll see right on the top in the center of the page, there's a place where you can get a free gift from me and just sign up, and then you'll be notified of what these things are, and you'll be able to offer your feedback, requests, things you'd like me to address. All right, everybody, wherever you are in the world, enjoy what's left of your day, make the most of it, and you can do that by loving full out. See you soon. Bye.